video is about paying for nursing school out of pocket, right? Nursing school can be very expensive. Some of these programs can be pretty pricey, especially if they're private programs. But the program that I went to was at a community college or state college. And the beauty of going to a state college is typically they're a little bit cheaper than, not a little bit cheaper, they're a lot cheaper than going to a private school. So I have seen some people say they pay upwards of $60,000, $70,000 for their nursing degree, and that is very steep to someone like me. I say that because I, at my age of 31, almost 32, I have gone to school before. So when you have a degree, the likelihood of you being able to get financial aid or a Pell Grant is slim to none, especially if you already have a degree. Unless you're going up. I think they might pay for masters. I don't know. I haven't gone that far, so I don't know. But for me, I had to pay out of pocket. So I was looking to pay as little as possible. I didn't have a lot of money saved. I had about a little over $10,000, almost $11,000 in my savings account. And I knew that I would be jobless throughout this program. And throughout most of this program, I was jobless. I worked for about 8 or 9 months as a nurse tech, but I ended up quitting that job. That's another story for another time. But again, so I knew that I would be paying out of pocket mostly. So with that being said, I was like, okay, what program can I apply to that I can get into and still be able to like exist? A lot of people have other bills, and they also have more expensive tuitions to pay. So this video really is just about how you get through school as cheaply as possible. So what I did was, believe it or not, most of the program that I went through, you didn't need to buy a book. You did not need to buy a book. Like, I bought some books, especially at the beginning. Like, I bought my funds book. I bought a mental health book the semester before. I don't know why my teacher put that on there, because I didn't do mental health until the last semester, but I bought mental health for Adult 1, which was weird. But anyway, so I bought the mental health book. I bought a few other books too, but I say all that to say that 9 times out of 10, you don't need a book. Everything that you want to learn or everything that you need to learn will be covered in the teacher's PowerPoint or can be found on YouTube. Use the YouTube, girl. Go down to the YouTube. That's where you get it all at for free. So you didn't need a book. But if your professor is hell-bent on you having a hardback book in front of you or a physical book in front of you, what you can do, if there's no code needed, like if you don't need any access codes or anything, what you can do is go on Google and find a book that is an edition before. An example is, if you need Fundamentals Volume 13, go online and look for Fundamentals by the same exact author, same exact everything. Go online and look for that Fundamentals book in Volume 12. Why? Because it's the same damn book. It's usually the same damn book. The only thing that they do is switch a few. They may take a few graphs out or put a few new graphs in, and then they switch their chapters up. But I promise you, word for word, 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, you'll have the same exact information in those books than you will get in the new book. So why is that such a big deal? The new book cost you, like, there was a new book on here that they wanted like $187 or something for. And the used book was like $90. It's like, what the fudge? Girl, when I tell you I went ahead and I got the edition before, the edition prior to the book that they was requiring for us to have, that book was $5. A whole big old thick paperback, a thick hardcover book, $5. Go on and get that book. I'm trying to tell you, if you are one of those people who need to have the book in front of you, or if your professor just wants to see that you're prepared for the class and you have the actual physical copy of the book, get the edition before. It'll save you hundreds of dollars throughout your nursing school program. Go ahead and get those books, the editions before. That's number 1. Number 2. Now listen to me when I say this now, because it's a big deal for people to be on these on these social media platforms hollering about, oh, come nursing school shopping with me, or look at my nursing school haul. They be out to the Target spending hundreds of dollars. And throughout the entire program, that's going to turn into couple thousand dollars on stuff that you really don't need. It's flashy. It's something to get the people to get the people going. Like, it's flashy and it's unnecessary. Go down to the Dollar Tree and get you some highlighters for $1. Well, $1.25 now, because Dollar Tree is $1.25 now. But going down to the Dollar Tree, get your highlighters, get your note cards, get your pencils, your pens, get all of those things. Get your sticky notes. Get you have staplers and like actual staple device and then staplers to go into it. All of those things for $1 to $1.25 from the Dollar Tree. Your notebooks, your pens, your papers. Like, before, I have an iPad now, but before I switched over to an iPad that allowed me to write and take my notes like that, I was using pens, paper, notebooks, all of which came from the Dollar Tree, with the exception of I had like a thick notebook. But if you want a thick notebook, go on down to Walmart and get one for $4 during back to school time. Other than that, trust me when I tell you, go down to the Dollar Tree and get the things that you're able to get down at the Dollar Tree to check off your checkoff list, okay? Everything that you need is down there. 95% of the things that you need is down at the Dollar Tree. So go on down there and use that. They even have like planners and things down there. It doesn't have to be fancy, just efficient, just to get the job done. The whole point of this is just to get the job done. You don't need to be flashy, okay? So that's what I did. And then the things that you can't buy from Dollar Tree, okay, that's fair. Then go on down and you get it. But don't go get it the most expensive things. Like, now watch me mess this word up, even though I'm about to be in the business. A stethoscope. Yes, those things are extremely expensive. They're extremely expensive if you buy them brand new, if you buy the Littmann stethoscope off the website. Why? There are a few people who had these very, very nice stethoscopes and failed fundamentals, which is the very first class in my program. So you bought $100 or something stethoscope for what? To fail? No, girl, go get you a secondhand one. If you go down to the hospital and they have those little ones that you can borrow, or not borrow, I'm sorry, the ones that are, what are they called? They're like one-time use and you could throw them away. Don't throw it away. Keep it. That's a second stethoscope that you can have and use. Keep it. So, like, I have mine. I still have it. I got it in funds. I still have it. It still works. You can still hear. So, find a way to get a cheaper one. I wouldn't recommend spending no more than $45, $50 on, and that's still kind of steep, on a stethoscope. Unless you have like special problems. Like, I have a friend who was my buddy in school, and she needed one that amplifies the sound. I guess her hearing is, she has a problem with hearing, I think. But if you don't have any special needs, special accommodations, why are you go buying this fancy stethoscope? I promise you, nobody's looking. Nobody's looking. And most times people don't care. Okay? Most times people don't care. My program, we got to go into the hospital and start our clinicals from semester 1. Week 6 of semester 1. We were in the hospitals doing clinicals. Other programs that I've seen, they haven't done their clinicals they didn't start their clinicals until semesters in. Like, they started the 3rd semester, the 4th semester, 5th semester, out of 8. It's like, you just not starting clinicals, but you already went and spent that much money on this item, and you might not even pass. Girls, keep your money. Keep your money. Don't be that girl, unless you got it. But this is a video about how to get through nursing school as cheaply as possible. If you got it, I don't know what you're doing here. Like, we talking, cause we cheap. We cheap. We broke, okay? What you doing here? I don't know. But keep that in mind. What else did I do? Supplies from the hospital. Now listen to me now. Listen to me now before you say anything like, oh, she's still from the hospital. No, girl. A pen light. I'm not gonna lie, I bought my pen light from my school's bookstore. That pen light was like $10. I don't know how much it was. I know it wasn't free. So either way, they have pen lights. They have an entire bin of pen lights in the hospital. Go back there and get one of them pen lights. If you ask your preceptor or your the person that you're paired with, say, hey, do you guys have a pen light? Go back there and get a pen light. You can keep them. Now, don't go get 5 or 6 of them, but go get one. You can keep them. And honestly, the pen light from the hospital is more powerful than the pen light that I went and bought from the school. So listen, don't spend your money on things that you can go get from the hospital for free. Okay? What else did I get from the hospital besides, no, just those 2 things, the stethoscope and the pen light, because that's really all I needed. I'm not one of those people who need to look cool at the hospital. Like, I'm really just here to learn. I don't need to look cool. I don't need you to think I'm cool. I don't need you to think I got it like that, because I don't. I'm just here to get this job done and get on with my way. 9 times out of 10, I won't be working here anyway. I'm literally just here to get the experience and go. And even if I do work here, oh well. Okay, so then what? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But those are the ways that I was able to keep down on the cost of my nursing school, and I was able to get through my entire program for less than $10,000. No, it was about $10,000. Now I want to say it was less than $10,000, because each semester, no, it was $10,000. It was a little over $10,000. Each semester was, I think the most expensive semester I had was, I think it was like the most expensive semester I had was $2,500. And then each semester after that, and the least I paid was like $1,800 or something like that for the semester. Again, this is an ADN program, which means I only had 4 semesters, which is a 2-year program. And then I had already, like I said, I have a degree, so I had all of those general education classes that were just transferred in. So that's how I was able to keep down on my nursing school expenses, and make it through nursing school. Here I am, last couple of weeks of the program, and I've successfully passed nursing school with A's and B's, because you can't get nothing less than a B and pass in my program anyway, which is at 80%. So nothing less than A's and B's, and I was able to successfully get that done for $10,000, right around $10,000. So you could do it, okay? Now, if you go to a private school, I don't know how those programs run. I assume they run the same way because they have to be accredited, but I don't know if you have to buy special uniforms or we had to buy special uniform tops. I don't know if you have to buy like a special jacket. I don't know how that goes. But for my program, since it was like a state college, I was able to get through it. And I do realize that the state colleges are cheaper because they're state colleges. But since they are so cheap, a lot of people apply to them. So they're extremely competitive to get into. Like, my GPA going in was a 3.9, because I had 1 B transfer in. So I had a 3.9 GPA. We took the T's, and I scored in the 89th percentile for the T's. And all of the prereqs I had A's in, except nutrition, I think. I think I had got a B in nutrition, and that's what brought my GPA down. But other than that, and now my GPA is a 3.79, 3.75. I don't know, 3.7 something is my GPA now. Can't remember. I can see it right here though. It's here, 3.7, 3.79, I think. But yeah. So it is very competitive to get into. Usually they don't have a lot of availability, like seat availability. So you have to be ready to hit the ground running, because trust me, there's somebody waiting behind you. Meaning that when they send those email correspondence, you need to be on it. You need to get it done. You need to be on the lookout. You need to be proactive. Because I started my program in 2020. Well, it was supposed to start in, I applied for August of 2020. I don't know which semester that is, to get into August. But since it was the beginning of COVID, they didn't even do an admitting class that semester. So we had to wait until 2021. So I started my program in January 2021. And I was emailing the mugs every day like, hey, hi. I applied. What's up? Like, why ain't nobody getting back to me? Like, I didn't get no denial. I ain't get no please read beyond, nothing. So I was on it, and I was making sure I was emailing them. So you have to stay on top of it, because since the programs are so competitive, if you're not keeping up with those correspondents, guess what? They will drop you and go on to the next one. So I feel like that was a little tangent, but it was applicable because we talking about nursing school. Anyway, that's how I got through nursing school for less than $10,000. Hold on. Follow me on all of my social platforms at Iyata Jay. That's IYATAJAY. Thanks. Bye.